Here's the unit circle. There's kind of a lot to know. You have all your angles, and then you have all of your ordered pairs. Okay, so here are all the ordered pairs and the angles going around. Now it seems like a lot to know, but it's really not that bad as long as you focus in on the first quadrant. So let's do that real quick. Okay. All right. So here's the first quadrant. There are only 5 angles that you really need to be aware of. Okay, and that's not so bad. And there's 5 ordered pairs. And that seems like it could be kind of obnoxious, but I promise it's not going to be really that bad once I show you this fancy dancy trick. Okay, so we are looking at the first quadrant, and we are looking at 5 angles, which just happens to be the same number of fingers as your hand. So here is my left hand, and it's important that you orientate your hand like this if you want to use this in the future. And when I blow up my fingers in a second, you'll be able to see that I have the 5 angles written on my fingernails. Okay. Okay, so these 5 angles, which I will now blow up, okay, represent the 5 angles we're looking at in the first quadrant. There's 0 and 2 pi, pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3, and pi over 2. Now all those ordered pairs corresponded to cosines and sines of angles. The cosine is going to be the first number, the x coordinate in the ordered pair, and sine of that angle is going to be the y coordinate in the ordered pair. Okay, so to be able to do this, you just need to remember a trick, which I'm going to show you, and remember that all of those coordinates are the square root of some number over 2. Okay, so if you can remember this and the angles on your finger, you'll be good to go. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, because my thumb is down, that means we are looking at an angle, or a theta, of 0, which is the same thing as looking at an angle of 2 pi, because 0 and 2 pi are the same. All right, so here we go. We are going to look at cosine of 0, and we're going to look at sine of 0. Okay, we know the ordered pairs are set up like that, and so I'm going to set up exactly like I told you. Needs the square root of something over 2. Well, what is the something? Okay, to do the cosine, because it comes first or to the left in the ordered pair, okay, all I need to do is count the number of fingers that are up to the left of the one that's down. Okay, so if here's the one that's down, to the left there are 4 fingers showing. Okay, so that is going to be the square root of 4 over 2. Okay, then to complete the sine, I look at how many fingers are up to the right of the one that's down, and clearly there are none, so that would be 0 over 2. Doing a little bit of simplifying, the square root of 4 is 2, and 2 over 2 is 1. And over here, the square root of 0 is 0, and 0 divided by 2 is 0. So I am looking at a cosine value of 1 and a sine value of 0, giving me the ordered pair 1, 0 at an angle of 0 or 2 pi. Okay. Here, since this finger is down, we are looking at a theta, or an angle, of pi over 6. Okay, so again, I'm going to look at cosine of pi over 6 and sine of pi over 6. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and set it up. Square root of something over 2, square root of something over 2. All right, for the cosine, because it comes first on the left, I'm counting the number of fingers on the left of the one that's down, which happens to be 3. Okay, so that would be square root of 3 over 2. And then if I count the number of fingers to the right of the one that's down, that happens to be 1. If I go ahead and simplify, square root of 3 doesn't simplify at all, so I am left with the square root of 3 over 2. Okay, and here the square root of 1 is 1, and so this becomes 1/2. There's my ordered pair for pi over 6. Okay, in this case, this finger is down, which is an angle, or a theta, of pi over 4. Okay, so looking again, cosine of pi over 4 and sine of pi over 4. Okay, setting it up. Okay, and then all I need to do is count fingers. 2 of them there and 2 of them there. So both of these are 2. Neither one simplifies, and so there's my ordered pair. Okay. This finger is for theta equals pi over 3. Okay. So again, hopefully you are catching on to the pattern and how easy this is if you can count and pick the right hand. Okay. You might think about my wedding ring is there, so it's definitely my left hand. So if I go ahead and set this up, all right, again, it's a matter of counting, so 1 there and 3 there. Then going ahead and simplifying, the square root of 1 is 1, so that is 1/2 there. Square root of 3 over 2 cannot be simplified, and so I end up with that as my ordered pair. Okay, finally we are here, okay, which is a theta of pi over 2, or an angle of pi over 2. So looking at cosine of pi over 2 and sine of pi over 2. Okay, setting it up as we have been doing. All right, let's take a look. 0 fingers to the left and 4 fingers to the right. Okay, going ahead and simplifying, the square root of 0 is 0, and 0 over 2 is 0. Okay, over here, the square root of 4 is 2, so that's 2 over 2, which is 1. There is my last ordered pair for the first quadrant. Okay, so now that you know how to take care of this quadrant right here, quadrant 1, all you need to think about is the fact that you can use reflections to come up with the rest. So ordered pairs in the first quadrant are going to be positive, positive, and after you know those 5 values, then you can just use reflection to match this angle with this angle, this angle with this angle, this angle with this angle, as long as you remember that the x values in the second quadrant go plus minus. Okay? And again, accordingly, you can match this one with this one, this one with this one, and this one with this one, okay, as long as you remember that here they are both negative. And similarly then, this would be positive, negative. So if you learn your first quadrant, you will magically be able to fill out that complicated unit circle and use it to come up with any of the 6 trigonometric functions that I ask you to.